Okay, so we're back with match 2 that we played. It was, this time I have Matthew's video up, and I'll say thank you, Matthew, for allowing me to download your video. We're gonna watch your side. We're gonna watch Matthew's side because I did not play as well in this match, and so his hand is just gonna be a lot more fun to watch.
Yes. All right, that's good to know.
And also, we get one match of Flash, one match of Burning Wish.
Okay, so looks like he's keeping.
Even though I didn't play well,
mocks.
I'm not going to give away the ending.
All right.
So yeah, he wins the die roll. He goes first.
Well, and he can tutor up whatever, and this is a powerful hand.
Yep. On my side, I've got. I'll tell you, I've got the double force of will. Misdirection, Mystical Tutor, Brainstorm Land, Mock Fanatic. So I'm planning to Mystical at end of turn for something, or Brainstorm end of turn. Brainstorm first, Mystical second.
Yeah.
So here we go, Brainstorm in response to his Vamp. And this way, if I draw Force of Will, I'm protected. And
you do have the Force.
Here's my first misplay of the game. I think I can say that pretty freely. The old adage of countering the opponent's card that they tutor for, as opposed to the tutor itself, I did not follow. I was just hoping that he kept a no action hand on the strength of Vampiric Tutor.
Yes.
And it would seem that I'm correct up until the last card in his hand.
Yep. He is casting Burning Wish with 2 LEDs, so...
That's right. Hold control, crack the LEDs.
Let's see. Let's see, what's in the sideboard? I'm trying to figure out what color. Is Wheel of Fortune in the sideboard, or is Wheel of Fortune restricted?
No wheels in the sideboard. Excuse me. He's got, remember, he's got Tendrils, Yawgmoth's Will, Vindicate, which he's not going to get.
Yeah, I'm guessing Yawgmoth's Will currently is his go-to strategy.
He also has Regrowth.
Okay.
And we were chatting with each other. He mentioned maybe going for Regrowth. I thought maybe he was playing a list that had Empty the Warrens, which with a storm count of 4 would be quite bad for me.
Yes.
So I go ahead and I Force Will this. When he asked me about it later, I think that was probably a bad Force of Will. But still, I really liked the idea of getting him to crack his LED and then forcing his Burning Wish. Also, the way I logicked it out was I'd rather he not have whatever action spell in his hand.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, he could not have his action spell in his hand and then not cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that was not going to happen, so that's why I say I misplayed this game.
Mm-hmm.
So over in my hand, I have Mystical, Mock Fanatic, Force Will, and he has nothing. So
yes, this is the power of Vintage sometimes, where you just draw and you just wait for action. So he's just gonna sandbag his card.
Yep. So I would seem to be advantaged here because I've got the end of turn Mystical into Ancestral or whatever.
Yes.
Can't get the combo. I could get Flash and Hope to draw one of my 6 Hulks, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to
find the card advantage and go from there.
Yep. So I get the Ancestral, easy game.
I wonder if casting it on your main phase is worth it.
Possibly not, but I hit a Mana Source, I hit Flash, I can Merchant Scroll for
Summoner's Pact.
Summoner's Pact.
Wait, no,
I can't
because blue.
It's not blue.
You tutor out another tutor is what we're going with, like always. Well, what other tutors could exist? No? Is there anything to find?
Let's see. I'll pull this over here. I've got Brainstorm, Chain, Flash, Force, Pact. So only Brainstorm as my action here.
So Brainstorm is the card.
Yep. Brainstorm enters the revealed zone. and then I pass back.
Which isn't bad, but
Well,
like I said before, Merchant Scrolls would be sideboarded out first most commonly.
for sure. Right after the Chain of Vapor and Misdirection. So he, unfortunately, hits nothing.
Oop.
Um,
And we're waiting to see what you hit. You hit another Mox. Well,
Sure.
let's
I'll pull this over one more
Okay.
time.
we can watch from this perspective.
That's a nice Mox Pearl I got there.
Yeah.
And I promise I'll learn how this works. So okay, so I pass because if I brainstorm into action, great. All my action is instant speed except for Merchant Scroll. I probably should have main phased brainstorm because of Merchant Scroll, but on his
Change
side,
from
Matthew
summoning
hits
perspective.
Hunting Pack. So if he can untap, he has the possibility of
Hunting Pack for 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's got enough mana. He just doesn't have double green for Hunting Pack. Oh, he's got Lotus
No,
Petal,
yeah,
so he does.
Was Lotus Petal restricted during this time?
Let me check on that. Okay, so I get to my... Oh, that was on his end step that I brainstormed. So I actually did have this. So yeah, I brainstormed into Thoughtseize and brainstorm lock myself. I don't have anything on top of my library. And pass back to him.
Yeah, I think we should just stay on one screen so people don't get confused about what's actually happening.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
Still,
So we'll stick with this screen for the rest of the games. And the Lotus Petal, if I recall, was restricted in the big anti-combo restrictions of 2001.
okay.
Or is it 99? September 99. It was September 1999. My mistake. I was 2 years
Okay.
off. And we've got, Lotus Petal is one of those, along with Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Mind Over Matter, Mox Diamond, Mystical Tutor, Doomsday. You can see where we're going with this.
A lot of combos were taken out.
Yeah, it was about this time, crop rotation, when Wizards decided too much combo in the Vintage format. Let's make it a little more fair. And then they followed up in September of 2000 with Channel, Demonic Consultation, Mind Twist, and Necropotence. So, Lotus Petal was restricted during the time that both these decks were out.
Oh, the 1/1 Mob Fanatic beats. Sometimes this is what Vintage is.
That's right.
Play the strongest cards, but you play with.
So,
Oh my god.
So Matthew correctly sandbagged his 2 Moxen for his Mind Desire.
Mana sources, so.
Yep.
But he's still standing.
Yep. I don't have any pressure on him.
Yeah.
19 turn clock is where I'm at. Now it's a 9 turn clock, 8 turn clock.
Yep.
You got it. I was basically dead in the water at this point. I didn't keep. I actually want to say that I want to believe that this was the game. It was either this or the next game where I looked at my opening hand and I said, "Nope, I'm going to mulligan that," and then I clicked keep by accident.
Oh. Okay.
And I want to say it was this game because of the too much counter magic, not enough action.
Well, you were on the draw this time, so it was always.
I was on the draw. You make a good point. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe even if I did it by mistake, it wasn't a complete mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I end up with this.
I'll say he did have very powerful turn 1 hand though.
Yeah, he did.
So,
If I hadn't kept double Force of Will, he might have just won. But he hits Future Sight, Demonic Consultation, Dark Ritual, free Future Sight.
yes.
Powerful
Powerful magic, as we call that again.
magic. You know what happens when you got Future Sight in play and then a bunch of rituals in your deck?
Everything gets to happen.
That's right.
Well, as long as you don't hit a land, that's like the only thing stopping you. But once again, this is Vintage,
That's right.
so less lands and.
So I'm just hoping. Incidentally, I have Force of Will in my hand, right? I've got Force of Will, and I even have Pact of Negation in my hand at this point. And I'm like, maybe he'll hit nothing off of this. No, he hits Yawgmoth's Bargain off of this. So, the worst possible top deck for me, best possible top deck for him.
Yes, and because none of these cards are in his hand, cracking LED does not stop.
That's right.
Make him discard his hand. So that is Yawgmoth's Bargain is on top of his library, and these cards are exiled by Mind's Desire that you can cast. So
That's right. can play the City of Brass if he hasn't played a land drop yet this turn, because of the old wording on cards like Mind's Desire. The old wording on cards like Mind's Desire, by which I am of course referring to Storm, which we'll never see printed again. But also,
Well,
you can play a card that you exiled instead of cast it.
Yeah.
It still throws me off when I play Chandra Torch of Defiance and don't get to play the land.
Well, Shock is pretty great most times though with her.
Yeah, I think that if you're playing her in your deck, that you're playing her because she does everything you want to. Draw cards, shock opponents, remove creatures, and occasionally ramp you.
Yeah. The ramp is pretty nice sometimes. You don't expect it.
Yep, and also occasionally make an emblem that murders your opponent's face.
Yeah, win the game.
So yeah, he's. By the way, also, Future Sight plus Yawgmoth bargain. It's like having 2 Yawgmoths bargain. Because you can just play everything and then draw the things you can't play. So at this point, he's not exactly going through the motions. Like, I have the hope that he somehow goes down to 2 life, and then bricks. But and I force a will, a Burning Wish. This is probably a mistake, forcing the Burning Wish rather than the target. Oh, no, it's not, because if he Burning Wishes right now, he gets Tendrils and wins.
Oh, yes. That is a Storm count. Or it's card with Storm. Storm trigger goes on the stack unless you have Mind Lock Trap, or it's called...
Mind Break Trap.
Yeah, Mind Break Trap.
Which I want to say didn't exist at this time.
Yeah, I think that was Innistrad as a trap card. Or, yeah, somewhere in Innistrad.
Yeah,
Zendikar,
that sounds right.
Zendikar or Innistrad. I think it was Zendikar that traps.
Let's do a quick look this up here. It's Mind Break Trap.
That was Zendikar.
You're right, Zendikar.
Oh.
Oh, I have 2 of these open. That's fine.
Alright, and once again, we're just watching him go through the motions.
Yep.
He can draw practically his full deck at this point. And he's casting the Wish. He has enough mana for Tendrils. I believe that is game.
Yeah. Once again, the difference between Necropotence and Yawgmoth. Although they would be the same because of Future Sight at this point.
Yes. And
Okay, and I packed because I know I've lost.
yeah. Yes.
Oh, so his sideboard plan.
Take out
Hunting
the-
Pack Stream.
Yep, take out the packs. Makes sense.
This is the funny thing about
Yes,
Burning
well-
Wish, right? Is his wish board has to stay in his sideboard.
Yes.
Um,
Most of it. And most commonly, you can always wish for Hunting Pack if you're feeling frisky as well.
right. Yeah, so he does have the regrowth in his sideboard that he
So
could have
he's at
wished for.
61. He's debating on 1 more to drop.
What do you think?
I would say, what do you take out?
He took out Balance.
Balance. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. You're a combo deck. He doesn't kind of want to play the long game with you because you can win out of nowhere. But Foff is questionable as well, and Future Sight.
Even though it's just 1 in the game, yeah. It's so Future Sight is pretty expensive. Balance, he decides to keep it in. I think that's fine because he can empty his hand and then Balance to Mind Twist me.
Yeah, but if you play no lands and stuff like that, there's always the risk of like balance.
Balance, yeah, sure. He can. So here's the thing, right? Look at all these artifacts. He can balance and just Armageddon himself and still be fine because.
Is this? Let's see. This.
Oh, and he keeps it. Well, he does have Mox Ruby, so this is a turn
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Burning Wish.
So I'm looking. What? Once again.
These Chromatic Spheres would definitely be Gitaxian Probes now. Well,
Yes.
they fix his mana. There is that. But I'm pretty sure they'd be Gitaxian
Yeah,
Probes.
you would just want to draw off, but they're restricted. So or Give Probe is restricted now. So.
Yeah. It's funny, when Chromatic Sphere came out in Mirrodin, I was like, this seems like a not great card. And here it is seeing play in Vintage.
Yeah.
Not quite as good as its more popular brother, Chromatic Star, which draws a card anytime it goes to the graveyard.
Yes.
But-
Sphere has the wording, and a lot of things break because of how Star is worded.
Yeah. And meanwhile, on the other side of the board, in my hand, I have a Body Double, Body Snatcher, 2 Brainstorms, and Merchant Scroll, and I just cast a Ponder.
I'm going with you accidentally kept this hand,
Probably.
as you had both the combo pieces that you don't want in your hand.
Yeah, I don't want Body Double and Body Snatcher in my hand. Oh, wait, it's okay, because I have 2 Brainstorms.
Yes.
I can just put them back.
But you need to find fetch as well, to be sure.
Yeah, and so...
Well, you would only have to put away the Snatcher.
Yeah, either one. Preferably the Snatcher, I think you're right. And...
Well, he's going through motions. He found a Dark Ritual.
He found a Dark Ritual. He hasn't exactly won with this, because he can play Mox... Can't play Mox Diamond. Can't cast Burning Wish this turn.
He could have twisted you for 18, though.
Twisted me for 18 with what?
If he played out his whole hand, he could have Tendrils, he could have Tendrils you for 18.
Oh, he didn't have the extra red mana, though.
He could have, he could have Dark Ritual, popped a Chromatic.
Oh, if he
Filter.
hadn't played the Chromatic, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He could have Dark Ritual, Burning Wished then.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have had the extra mana for the 4th mana for the Tendrils.
Okay.
No, he would have, because there's an extra... Yeah, so basically he just didn't want to leave me at 1 life with no action.
Yes. You can still draw into the answer and just win the game, so...
Pretty safe.
Really? Is he about to Burning Wish while playing... Okay, so he has playing his hand. I was about to say, you do want to generate mana sometimes with your Burning Wish as you are getting Tendrils, so...
For
or
sure.
other combo pieces, so...
Yep, hold control. Oh! Didn't hold control. Misclick. And now he's realizing that's alright. These things happen.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's Magic Online, so we can't just do a rollback or undo. That's one feature I wish was in here for these casual games.
Yeah, but you can still cast Yawgmoth's Will, which effectively is... Well, yeah, you can still hold priority, get your LEDs in the graveyard beforehand, and try and go off. I believe he does have the win, actually, if you don't have any counter magic, and I don't think you do.
I don't have any counter magic.
So he
doesn't know that, but
yeah, he holds priority now. Cracks all of his 0 mana, 3 mana artifacts, or he only cracks 1 really.
He doesn't need to crack the Black Lotus. He could have. It might have been
Because
the
he
right
could have
play.
recasted it and everything. So.
Yeah. So.
But he does have enough to go off, as he does have a Burning Wish. Can he still?
I don't see the Burning Wish in his graveyard.
Oh yeah, the Burning Wish exiled itself, I believe.
Right, that's how it works. Yeah, so...
Oh, so he's just looking. He's looking. He's digging. And
he was just digging. He dug into Demonic Tutor, which is pretty great for him. And then he exiled the Demonic Tutor.
Yes, he did not hold priority. Mistakes are being made.
And he gets the Demonic Tutor back. Because you can undo a Lion's Eye Diamond activation.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is a mana ability, so...
Thankfully. I wouldn't have wanted him to lose Demonic Tutor because of cracking that way.
That was hilarious, though. I will say that now. Was not expecting that. But he has the win now. He gets a Burning Wish. Yeah, he should crack this all for mana now, but it's fine. You could be still sandbagging the Force Will this whole time.
Yeah.
So,
what would you do if you thought that I had Burning Wish? If you thought that I had Force Will, would you have played the same, or would you played any different?
Let's see. You weren't really pressuring, but once again, he had none of his counter stop pieces, and this is older Magic where he has no counter magic. So maybe it is worth it just to go off, because eventually you will win, and he already has enough LEDs and whatever.
It's true. I think you're right. I think he played right. He could have maybe waited some more. He could have maybe done some things different, gotten different cards off of Burning Wish, but he went for it, and I didn't have it. That's the LSB strategy, and it worked this time, and I think it might have even been his highest chances of winning.
And he won both games by him. Yes.
Yep, he won the 2 games of our match, so congratulations to him. He played well, and he earned his victory. And that is the end of these recordings. I hope that anyone else watching enjoyed the matches, and I hope that I've inspired some people to do this themselves, because I'm not finished with this yet. I want to get
Yep.
more people interested. I want to get more people playing this, and I would love to either host a gauntlet where we choose some number of vintage decks and play them against each other. For example, I'd really love to see Modern Mentor, unrestricted 4X Mentor versus either of these decks, and see how the counter magic Comer School style deck holds up against the more combo oriented lists.
I would say just because of like the restrictions not being as big. Well, it depends on where you are, but
Yeah.
these seem like very powerful turn 1, turn 2 decks. But
Yeah,
a smart Force of Will out of nowhere, Source of Plowshare from the sideboards from Mentor's list and stuff like that could do a lot.
Yeah.
Purple Recall,
yeah. Let it be said, these are not top tier decks for nothing.
yes.
They didn't get cards restricted because they were fair. And
Uh-oh.
Force of Will did exist during both of these decks' times.
Is Flash restricted?
Flash is still restricted.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. This shows how Hulk, because Hulk is a turn 1 deck sometimes, and it's just very easy with the amount of tutors to tutor everything out. So.
Yeah. Definitely. And even if you don't, then you can still play a control game until you get your combo pieces. And the version of Flash Hulk that I played isn't even the Flash Hulk that was described as the most powerful vintage deck of all time.
Really?
That version had counterbalance in the main deck, and it was a much more controlling deck
Wow.
that also won with the Flash Hulk combo.
Okay.
And
Maybe next time we can show it off. Oh, maybe in the gauntlet or something.
yeah, I'm excited about that. And so with that, I'm gonna stop the recording.
Okay. Well, goodbye.
Thanks for
Yeah.
joining me.
No problem, Michael.